Hello again for our next screencast on CloudSpatial. In this screencast, we're going to add some services, take a look at how we manage the server, add some point layers, and just some general discussion about the different features. So first off, CloudSpatial implements the GeoServices REST specification, which was released by Esri in 2010 as an open specification for a GIS server. Esri actually uses the GeoServices REST specification, so they've open sourced their protocol. And there's a lot to this protocol: catalog, map service, feature services, etc., etc. We implement most of this protocol, and we actually have a matrix which you can download from the website, which tells you exactly which parts we implement and which parts we do not. Since CloudSpatial does implement the same open protocol that Esri ArcGIS Server implements, we support all the client APIs that are supported by Esri. So CloudSpatial will work with the Esri JavaScript API, the Flex API, iOS, Android API, ArcGIS Online, and ArcMap, and we'll show some of that in the demo today. Let's go ahead and add some services. I can do that by going to the admin console from my CloudSpatial instance. You can get to the admin via /admin. I'm already logged in, so I'm going to choose a file that I have here, which is a hotels file in Hawaii. I'm going to call it hotels for the table name. I'm going to create a new folder for this called business. And I'm going to create a new service and call that Hawaii. And you can see that we have two different types of services: a map server and a feature server. In this case, I'm going to use feature server. And then upload. So it's uploaded the file to the database. It actually puts that right there in your SQL server. So there's the hotels table. And now that I have that uploaded, I can go back to the catalog and see that that's updated. And just like ArcGIS catalog works, you can see we use the same convention for the URLs. And our catalog works very similarly, if not almost exactly, like the ArcGIS catalog. So I can navigate the catalog, kind of take a look at my different layers, navigate, drill down into my different layers. And then, of course, we also support the format equal to JSON. And this is what all the client APIs are actually going to use. Let's actually add this layer that we just created on our server to ArcGIS Online. You can see that I'm using localhost, and in order to avoid setting this up on a production server and doing all the DNS, I'm going to use a tool called ngrok. I've got the ngrok console set up right here, and you can see that this is basically proxying my localhost to this public URL, which I have pulled up here. So let's go ahead and use this layer that we've created and add it to ArcMap. So I'll click the catalog, add ArcGIS server, use GIS services, and just paste in the layer name. So you can see some of the requests that ArcMap is making. And now I have my new layer in ArcMap, and I can just drag that layer over, and there it is. There's no base map, but you can see that it works in ArcMap. Now let's add the same layer to ArcGIS Online. So add layer from web, ArcGIS server web service, Paste in that layer. And so you can see these are all the hotels in Hawaii. So let's actually edit the way that this service renders. I'm in the Manage Services tab. From here I can create new folders, modify which folders services are in, create new services to add layers to. This is all kind of drag and drop functionality, but the little picture icon is where I would go to edit the renderer. So you can see I've got a small symbol here. I want to change that symbol, and I have a lot of options. These are all open source symbols that I can choose from. I'm just going to select this one and say save. And now when I re-add this service, my symbol is going to be updated. Okay, so that's the simple renderer, simple symbol. Actually, it's a picture marker symbol. But we do support other drawing styles. So for example, unique value renderer. I can use the island. So I'm going to add a few of these unique values. And then I'll set the symbols for each of those. Give them all different symbols. And you can see I can preview. And now that I've got all those symbols set, I will go ahead and click Save. And I'm going to re-add this service to the map. Add layer from web. So now you can see the unique value rendering for each island. Each island has its own symbol. Okay, so that's unique value rendering. Let's do class breaks. In units. So these are hotels. So let's do hotels with 10 to 75 units, 75 to 300, and everything above that will be around there. Change the symbol for each of these. And once I've got all the symbols for my class breaks, I click Save, and I'll refresh the service. And now you can see which hotels have different number of units. And actually I can pull up the legend. So 10 to 75 is a single airplane. 75 to 300 is this blue, and then the double airplane is the hotels with large capacity. So that covers all the rendering. Let's take a look at how we manage labels. I'll turn labeling on and go ahead and select the name for the label, select the size for the label. We'll do bold, and the alignment, which will be above right, and the visible range, which will go with states. And click Save. Label text color, get some error message here. So I'll select the color picker. Want something a little more black here. Okay, save successful. And now when I'll have to add this layer again. and I'll have to generate labels. Create labels. So you can see it has all my defaults. Top right, bold, 10 point, etc. Click OK. So there's my labels. We've really gone over a lot. We've gone over how the catalog works, how to add services, how to manage those services, manage the rendering, create labels. So in the next screencast, we'll add a layer from a table instead of from a file. We'll go over polygons, rasterization, and a few other features. Thanks for your time.